SCP-1050. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1050-1 is to be maintained in a storage facility with interior dimensions of at least 5 meters by 5 meters by 32 meters. The ceiling of the storage facility, specifically the area directly over SCP-1050-1, must be shielded to block radio waves broadcast at an intensity of
Redacted.
Footnote 1. See Addendum 2. SCP-1050-1 is currently stored at Area 179. Occurrences of SCP-1050-2 are to be located upon identification of the corresponding change in SCP-1050-1. These are located and confiscated by Foundation agents. SCP-1050-2 is to be stored in secure classified document storage. Instances of SCP-1050-3 must be tracked by monitoring radiotelescopy telemetry. When an instance of SCP-1050-3 is detected by non-Foundation personnel, all records must be confiscated and/or destroyed, and affected persons should be administered amnesiacs. Description: SCP-1050 consists of one item, SCP-1050-1, and two related phenomena, SCP-1050-2 and SCP-1050-3. SCP-1050-1 was recovered from a secret German research facility in
Redacted.
Following the conclusion of the Second World War. SCP-1050-2A was recovered from Soviet NKVD archives in 1950.
Redacted.
SCP-1050-2B was recovered from British Crown archives in 1950.
Redacted.
SCP-1050-1's previous origins are unknown. SCP-1050-1. SCP-1050-1 is a large obelisk made of solid obsidian with approximate dimensions of 1.48 meters by 1.48 meters by 30.5 meters. Footnote 2. These measurements correspond with the archaic length measure of the Roman pace, equal to 1.48 meters. Dr. von Schmidt. According to obsidian hydration dating of the obelisk itself was carved approximately 48,900
Redacted.
years ago. Microscopic scans indicated that it is perfectly shaped at the molecular level, indicating creation requiring technology in advance of what is available at the present. The obelisk is covered by a variety of writing scripts, all apparently containing the same message, and all apparently carved with the same exact precision of the obelisk itself. The surface of the obelisk appears to be subdivided into 80 1.48 meter by 1.48 meter sections, each with a distinct form of writing. Of the 80 sections,
Redacted.
have been filled in. Images of several of the carvings on SCP-1050 are in Addendum 3. Linguistic analysis of the scripts indicates the following, in chronological order by age, except as noted.
Redacted.
As yet unidentified scripts bear no resemblance to any known language or writing style, past or present, with carving dates ranging from 48,000
Redacted.
years ago to
Redacted.
years ago. These are presumed to contain the same message as the other scripts. A script of unknown origin dating to the creation of the obelisk, whose spelling and grammatical structure resembles early forms of ancient Latin, though the alphabet and numerical system are completely different. Yahoo symbols. Footnote 3. SCP-1050-1 has provided the ability for linguists to read the previously indecipherable Yahoo symbols from ancient China, but the Foundation has not released any information relating to the Yahoo symbols to the scholarly linguistic community due to the classified nature of SCP-1050-1. Akkadian cuneiform, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Linear A. Footnote 4. SCP-1050-1 has provided the ability for linguists to read the previously undecipherable Linear A from the ancient Minoan culture, but the Foundation has not released any information relating to Linear A to the scholarly linguistic community due to the classified nature of SCP-1050-1. Olmec script. Footnote 5. SCP-1050-1 has provided the ability for linguists to read the previously undecipherable Olmec script from pre-Columbian Mesoamerica, but the Foundation has not released any information relating to the Olmec script to the scholarly linguistic community due to the classified nature of SCP-1050-1. Classical Latin, Early Medieval Swedish runes, Modern English, circa 1891, and Modern Russian, circa 1943. The scripts all appear to contain the same message. The following is the English version of the message, as written on SCP-1050-1. Footnotes provide conjectural annotations by the research team. Footnote 6. With the exception of a change in the ruler and date when the message was proclaimed again, the message appears to be identical in all languages on the obelisk. Beware the destroyers. They come by the millions from the realm of darkness, which extends where no stars shine. Footnote 7. Conjectured to be interstellar space, possibly intergalactic space. For 1,000 generations, they slumber, lying in wait. Great nations rise and flourish. There is peace and prosperity. Then come the dark times. Then they return. They cull and burn. They are warped, and they move beyond the pale, bigger than any man. Unnatural births. Every nail, claw, scale, and spur, every spike and welt on the head of those heathen brutes is as barbed steel. It is said there is no owned iron hard enough to pierce them through, no time-proof blade that can cut their brutal blood-caked claws. Footnote 8. Preceding description, they are warped claws, appears in Beowulf. Armies are raised and cut down like grass before the scythe. It is said the armies of Amora and Sodom, footnote 9, archaic Tiberian spelling of Sodom and Gomorrah, each 10,000 strong, were swept away between a single rising and setting sun. Heroes come forth and are slaughtered. Lightning and fire rain from the sky, and the whole earth trembles. They are as a deluge, a powerful flood that washes away entire mighty nations and empires. Footnote 10. Possible origin of the flood myths that appear across most ancient cultures. The people pray for deliverance from the gods. The gods fight the destroyers, but their efforts are in vain. Iapetos. Footnote 11. Ancient Greek Titan, son of Uranus and Gaia, father of Atlas, Prometheus, Ephetemus, and Menoetius, ancestor of the human race through Prometheus, Epithemius, and Atlas, Titan of the moral life. He was imprisoned in Tartarus by the Olympians. Azuare. Footnote 12. Archaic form of Osiris, ancient Egyptian god of the afterlife, underworld, and the dead. He was killed by Seth and had his body torn into 14 pieces, which were then scattered through the land. Ehecatl. Footnote 13. Pre-Columbian Aztec wind deity associated with Quetzalcoatl. Suochang. Footnote 14. Defiled ancient Chinese general, more commonly known today as Guan Yu. All perished. The destroyers are to the gods as the gods are to the men, and men are to the insects. Cold and vast and unsympathetic. The wise flee them, the lucky escape. Only those led by Satyavata. Footnote 15. Initial name of the Hindu figure Manu, believed to be the first king to rule the earth, having saved mankind from the universal flood. Utnapishtim. Footnote 16. Survivor of the flood myth in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Noach. Footnote 17. Archaic spelling of Noah from the Abrahamic flood myth. And Deucalion escaped. Footnote 18. A son of Prometheus in Greek myth. He and his wife Pyrrha survived the Greek mythical flood by building a chest. The Dark Ones vanquished all before them. They have come before since before time began, and now they slumber. They will return. Beware the destroyers. 13-057-935-897. Footnote 19. End in the Akaran extinction event, 542 million years ago. 13-057-987-212. 13-082-937-367. Footnote 20. And Botamian extinction event, 517 million years ago. 13-082-989-898. 13-097-951-299. Footnote 21. The Despakian extinction event, 502 million years ago. 13-098-004-240. 13-154-950-029. Footnote 22. Ordovician extinction event, 445 million years ago. 13-154-997-841. 13-171-943-486. Footnote 23. Erevican event, 428 million years ago. 13-171-996-357. 13-175-947-117. Footnote 24. Moldy event, 424 million years ago. 13-175-997-684. 13-179-942-287. Footnote 25. Lao event, 420 million years ago. 13-179-990-4 180. 13 183 948 781. Footnote 26. End Silurian extinction event, 416 million years ago. 13 183 999 048. 13 232 952 474. Footnote 27. Late Devonian extinction event, 367 million years ago. 13 233 001 388. 13 281 951 481. Footnote 28. Carboniferous rainforest collapse, 318 million years ago. 13 282 002 364. 13 329 941 108. Footnote 29. Olson's extinction event, 270 million years ago. 13 329 990 159. 13 348 945 350. Footnote 30. Permian Triassic extinction event, 251 million years ago. 13 348 994 654. 13 394 942 237. Footnote 31. Triassic-Jurassic extinction event, 205 million years ago. 13 394 994 635. 13 416 953 628. Footnote 32. Toarcian turnover, 183 million years ago. 13 417 005 920. 13 454 440 174. Footnote 33. End Jurassic extinction event, 145.5 million years ago. 13 454 492 033. 13 482 944 398. Footnote 34. Aptian extinction event, 117 million years ago. 13 482 991 663. 13 534 433 334. Footnote 35. Cretaceous Tertiary extinction event, 66.5 million years ago. Dinosaurs co-extinct. 13 534 484 218. 13 566 069 136. Footnote 36. Eocene-Oligocene extinction event, 33.9 million years ago. 13 566 119 652. 13 585 446 914. Footnote 37. Middle Miocene disruption, 14.5 million years ago. 13 585 499 555. 13 599 896 703. Footnote 38. Quaternary extinction event, approximately 50,000 years ago. 13 599 945 679. Footnote 39. Possible date range.
Data expunged.
Proclaimed again by Her Majesty Victoria, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland Queen, Defender of the Faith, Empress of India, in the year of our Lord 1891. The end of the message is different for each time it is written, varying by which ruler proclaimed again the message, and by alternating the date accordingly. Testing has revealed the dates of the carving of different messages to correspond with the approximate dating provided by the different iterations of the message. So far, Foundation researchers have identified the following rulers: Legatus Maximus Romulus, 53,500
Redacted.
BCE. Original carving, Proto-Latin, with alternate alphabet. King Gilgamesh of Uruk, 2,500
Redacted.
BCE. Akkadian cuneiform. Pharaoh Kaukare Senusret III of Egyptian Middle Kingdom, 1850
Redacted.
BCE. Egyptian hieroglyphs. King Midas of Minoa, 800
Redacted.
BCE. Linear A. Caesar Publius Aelius Traianus Hadriani Augusti, Emperor Hadrian of Rome, 122 CE. Classical Latin. King Eric the Victorious of Sweden, 985 CE. Early medieval Swedish runes. Queen Victoria of Great Britain, 1891 CE. Modern English. Premier Joseph Stalin of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. 1943 CE. Modern Russian. Most recent carving. The meaning of the series of numbers appearing in the message is not known for certain. However, if assumed to be standard Earth years from the date of the Big Bang, then the numbers follow a pattern consistent, within 4 significant figures, with the major extinction events in the planet's history, followed by a date roughly 50,000 years later. Extensive investigation into prehistoric extinction events has thus far failed to definitely confirm a connection between the events, but has similarly failed to disapprove such a connection. SCP-1050-1 also emits SCP-1050-3 from its apex, despite apparently having a composition of solid obsidian. SCP-1050-2. SCP-1050-2 consists of documents with a text equivalent to the carvings of SCP-1050-1, apparently written by the rulers alleged by SCP-1050-1 to have proclaimed the message. The existence of SCP-1050-2 was discovered when the Russian message, apparently proclaimed by Stalin, mysteriously appeared on SCP-1050-1 overnight, while the obelisk was in a Nazi research lab during the Second World War in 1943. SS researchers, discovering the mystery, added new message, reported the development to their superiors, but no evidence for the origin of the new carving was ever determined by the Nazi research team. SCP-1050-2A. A version of the message written in Stalin's handwriting was discovered after the war by Foundation operatives. It was located in the archives of the Soviet People's Military of Industrial Affairs, NKVD, though there is no clear indication whether Stalin ever actually wrote the message. SCP-1050-2B, a handwritten version of the message apparently written by Queen Victoria, was recovered from British archives in 1950,
Redacted.
where it had apparently been filed without notice. Apart from the fact that both -2A and -2B match handwriting samples of their respective apparent authors, and both seem to have appeared without explanation, no anomalous properties have ever been noted in SCP-1050-2. No further instances of SCP-1050-2 have been uncovered to date. SCP-1050-3. SCP-1050-3 consists of a series of radio messages uncovered at different times by radio telescopes on 4 continents and in orbit. These messages consist of the following: Kawe Kui Distrut 131-520-067-324-131-520-231-714. The numbers have been determined to be base 8 octal representations of the 40 base 10 decimal integers in the obelisk message, preceded by another 60 integers following a similar pattern. It is hypothesized that these numbers may refer to additional events not documented in Earth's paleological history. The Proto-Latin message translates roughly to "Beware the Destroyers." SCP-1050-1 emits SCP-1050-3 from its apex. SCP-1050 has also been received from
Redacted.
other dimensions in space, including
Data expunged.
These are received as occasional pulses of 1 to 3 repetitions of the SCP-1050-3 message, suggesting similar directional broadcasts to those emanating from SCP-1050-1, being transmitted from rotating planets orbiting other stars. Addendum 1. Speculations by the SCP-1050 research team. 19.
Redacted.
SCP-1050 appears to be parts of an interstellar early warning system of unknown origin. Before the invention of more modern forms of rapid communication, some societies would light bonfires atop watchtowers, which would then be observed by the next watchtower, which would then light its own bonfire, and so on. By this method, a warning of an invading army could be passed along tens or hundreds of miles in hours, rather than days. It seems to the research team that SCP-1050 may be something similar, which would explain the signal we've designated SCP-1050-3. Similarly, by having the message written on the obelisk in dozens of languages and apparently proclaimed by major political rulers of the time, it would increase the likelihood of societies being forewarned about these destroyers, whomever or whatever they may be. SCP-1050-2 might be a means of spurring the governments of major political powers to action, though, due to the fact that this warning has not been visibly taken seriously or even publicly acknowledged, suggests that this has not occurred historically. While it may be attractive to assume such defensive measures as Hadrian's Wall or military buildups by the Nazis were due to preparing to meet some shadowy supernatural threat, no other historical evidence supports this conclusion. Addendum 2. Note on Containment Procedures. Since the Foundation came into possession of SCP-1050-1 in 1940,
Redacted.
O5 Command has twice amended the Special Containment Procedures, initially requiring the blocking of radio signals 1940,
Redacted.
then requiring that radio signals not be blocked in 1960,
Redacted.
then requiring that they be blocked 1980.
Redacted.
These changes have resulted not from alterations in SCP-1050-1, but rather from changes in the perceived threat posed by SCP-1050-1's radio transmissions. The rationale behind blocking SCP-1050-1's broadcast of SCP-1050-3 is that it decreases the likelihood of drawing attention to Earth by removing this planet from the theorized early warning network. The rationale behind not blocking the signal is that, if the theories about the possibility of future extinction events being caused by the mentioned destroyers are correct, then this planet has some degree of obligation to warn other planets in danger. At present, the risks of broadcasting the signal are believed to outweigh the benefits. Addendum 3. Select images of carvings from SCP-1050.